they say racing improves the breed. We go from one hybrid that finds its life mainly on the racetrack to another one that finds its life on the highway. We're here with David Burkholder, who's product manager for Panamera and Cayenne, and we're here with the Cayenne Hybrid, which is a quite a spectacular vehicle. You were telling us the different features about it, what makes it different from a regular Cayenne. The buzzword now is everything with hybrid.
Yes.
And so Porsche just didn't jump in. I think they did a lot of research before they came out with the hybrids. So tell us about this. What makes this different than the previous generation Cayenne? As far as now you have a hybrid V6. Let's start from there. Let's start from the engine. What's the difference in the engine?
Certainly. The engine on the Cayenne S Hybrid is a 3-liter V6 producing 333 horsepower. This is a supercharged power plant, which Porsche finds to complement a hybrid vehicle quite well. As you know, with an electric drive system, you get all of your torque early on in the power curve. This is also true of a supercharged engine. This combines to allow for even more torque at the low end. Specifically with this engine, we have, as I was saying, the 3-liter V6 that's supercharged. It produces 333 horsepower. The electric drive component of this vehicle produces 47 horsepower, which combined allows for 380 horsepower for the Cayenne S Hybrid, as compared with 400 horsepower on the Cayenne S. As you would expect, a hybrid vehicle does weigh a little bit more, so performance-wise, we're looking at only half of a second quicker for the Cayenne S versus the Cayenne S Hybrid, giving the Cayenne S Hybrid a 0 to 60 time of 6.1 seconds, which is still faster than the 2010 Cayenne S. Of course, the 2011 Cayenne S reaches 60 in 5.6 seconds. Another interesting feature about this particular hybrid unit is that both the engine and the electric motor are on the same side of the transmission, which allows for a more seamless connection and a sportier drive. This vehicle maintains the ability to decouple the engine from the transmission, which allows for the reduction of engine drag in terms of at times of electric driving. This also comes into benefit in a sailing or coasting mode that we see with this vehicle. If you're driving, say on the interstate or around town, and you simply take your foot off of the gas, it will decouple the engine, shut it off, you have no engine drag, and you can actually maintain momentum for a longer period of time, which Porsche estimates to yield an extra perhaps 10% value in terms of fuel economy.
What is the difference with the fuel economy between this and the Cayenne S V8?
The Cayenne S V8, the Cayenne S V8 gets 16 miles per gallon in the city and 22 on the interstate, while the Cayenne S Hybrid gets 21 miles per gallon around town and 25 on the highway. So you're looking at a difference of 5 miles per gallon better for the Cayenne S Hybrid around town versus the Cayenne S, and you're looking at 3 miles per gallon better on the interstate with the 25 versus the 22, which from a percentage standpoint is quite significant.
And so you're not really losing a whole lot getting a hybrid. You're not sacrificing much. We're going to go to the back of the car because the location of the batteries, if you'll show us, you're losing, I guess, a spare tire.
Exactly. The location of the battery is beneath the trunk in the rear of the vehicle, so you're not compromising very much in terms of luggage capacity. And you can see here the approximate dimensions of the battery are about 3 feet wide, a foot deep, and maybe a 1.5 feet tall.
And the weight's negligible, especially with this type of performance. And we were talking off camera, this is still a perfectly capable tow vehicle.
Yes, towing capacity is the same on the Cayenne S Hybrid as it is for the Cayenne S at 7,716 pounds. Additionally, the difference in weight between the two vehicles is not that significant. The Cayenne S Hybrid weighs 388 pounds more than the Cayenne S. As you would expect, a large chunk of that is in the form of the battery. The battery itself weighs about 176 pounds. You're also looking at about 95 pounds just for harnessing and wires to connect all of the high voltage equipment, and then the rest of the difference is in the form of the electric motor and the hybrid drive components.
And one of the things I had to learn today was that PDK isn't an option. It's Tiptronic, and that's because of towing, right?
Correct. Yes, all of the new Cayennes for 2011 have the Tiptronic transmission. It's now an 8-speed transmission, but the reason we use a Tiptronic versus the PDK is, as you were saying, for towing reasons. The Tiptronic is going to come with a torque converter, as it's a true automatic transmission, and this, of course, gives you extra power for towing.
And in the product lineup, this has been out for a few months. How's it selling compared to the normally the non-hybrid models?
Actually, this vehicle has only been on sale for about 2.5 weeks now, so it's just recently hit the market at the beginning of November, but we are expecting the Cayenne S Hybrid to eventually reach maybe 10 to 15% of the Cayenne sales over time.
I would imagine this technology may make it to other Porsche models as well.
I suppose that is always a possibility. I believe there was a statement yesterday issued to the press talking about Porsche's interest in hybrids across different model platforms in the future. Of course, we don't have any dates to approximate at this time.
I think what we're looking here is that you can go green, you can get a hybrid, and you don't have to sacrifice any performance.